The Juneau ice field in Alaska, home to over 1,000 glaciers, is rapidly melting at an accelerated pace. A new study reveals that the snow-covered area is shrinking 4.6 times faster than it was in the 1980s. Researchers attribute this alarming trend to shorter winters, longer summers, and a warming climate. The ice field is losing an average of 50,000 gallons of ice water per second, with 64 glaciers disappearing between 2005 and 2019. This melting is transforming the landscape, creating lakes and crevasses and making the glaciers increasingly difficult to access. Experts warn of a death spiral for the ice field, highlighting the urgency of addressing climate change. Lautaro Martinez scored twice to lead Argentina to a 2-0 victory over Peru in their Copa America Group A match on Saturday. This win secures Argentina's place in the quarterfinals, despite playing without the injured Lionel Messi. Martinez's first goal came in the 47th minute, followed by a second in the 86th minute, earning him the tournament's top scorer title with 4 goals. Argentina controlled possession and created numerous chances, showcasing their dominance even with several changes to the starting lineup. Meanwhile, Peru struggled to find their footing and failed to score for the third consecutive game, leaving their tournament hopes uncertain. Argentine President Javier Milei, known for his libertarian views and promises to dismantle the corrupt political elite, is facing heavy criticism for his nomination of Ariel Lillo to the Supreme Court. Lillo, a judge with a controversial past, has been accused of conspiracy, money laundering, and illicit enrichment, and has faced numerous ethics complaints. Critics argue that his appointment represents a step backward in the fight against corruption and undermines the judiciary's independence. While Lillo enjoys support across the political spectrum, his nomination has sparked protests and raised concerns about Milei's commitment to his own promises. The situation highlights the complexities of Argentina's political landscape and the ongoing battle for judicial reform. Chinese automaker BYD has inaugurated its first electric vehicle plant in Thailand, marking a significant step in its expansion into Southeast Asia. The factory opening comes amidst rising trade tensions, with the EU and US both imposing higher tariffs on Chinese EVs. BYD's new facility in Thailand, built in just 16 months, has an annual production capacity of 150,000 vehicles, making various BYD models, including batteries and transmissions. The plant is expected to create 10,000 jobs and contribute to Thailand's goal of having 30% of its vehicles electric by 2030. BYD's global ambitions are evident, with plants in Brazil, Hungary, and Uzbekistan also in the works, showcasing its commitment to becoming a leading player in the EV market. General Motors will pay nearly $146 million in penalties to the federal government for failing to meet emissions and fuel economy standards on 5.9 million vehicles. The Environmental Protection Agency found that certain GM vehicles from 2012 to 2018 emitted significantly more carbon dioxide than initially claimed. While the vehicles will remain on the road, GM will forfeit credits used to meet emissions standards and face a total cost of $490 million to address the issue. Despite the penalty, GM maintains it complied with all regulations. Environmental groups question how such widespread over-emissions could occur and call for stronger pollution regulations. India's President Draupadi Murmu inaugurated a new parliament session on Thursday, outlining Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government's priorities for the coming years. These include fast-tracking economic reforms, boosting small and medium-sized enterprises to create jobs, and making India a developed nation by 2047. The government's budget, to be presented next month, will detail these plans. Despite failing to win a majority on its own, Modi's government was re-elected for a record third term, relying on coalition partners to govern. The new parliament includes some unexpected members, such as Sikh separatist leader Amritpal Singh and Sheikh Abdul Rashid from Indian-controlled Kashmir, who is currently in jail on terror funding charges. Japan's fisheries agency has proposed expanding its commercial whaling operations to include fin whales, a larger species than those currently permitted. This proposal comes 5 years after Japan resumed commercial whaling within its exclusive economic zone. The agency claims the fin whale population has recovered sufficiently in the North Pacific, justifying the expansion. While the proposal aims to maintain Japan's traditional food culture and promote sustainable whale resource utilization, it has sparked debate among conservationists and the public. The proposal is open for public comment until June 5, and a final decision will be made at a review meeting in mid-June. Japan's birth rate has fallen to a new record low for the 8th consecutive year, according to government data released on Wednesday. This decline, described as critical by officials, highlights the country's rapidly aging and shrinking population. The fertility rate in 2023 stood at a mere 1.2, with only 727,277 babies born. The lowest number since record-keeping began in 1899. The government is taking steps to address this demographic crisis, including increased financial support for families with children and expanded childcare services. However, experts caution that these measures might not be enough to reverse the trend, as many young people are reluctant to marry or have children due to economic anxieties, gender inequality in the workplace, and a conservative social mindset. The shrinking population has serious implications for Japan's economy and national security, particularly in the face of China's growing influence in the region. Juneau, Alaska, is grappling with the influx of cruise ship tourists, leading to a potential ban on large ships on Saturdays. Residents are feeling overwhelmed by the crowds, traffic congestion, and noise, advocating for a respite. The initiative, if passed, would affect local businesses that depend on tourism revenue, but supporters argue that it's necessary to protect the environment and quality of life. The debate highlights the complex challenges of managing tourism in a place known for its natural beauty. A major milestone in the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster recovery is set to occur later this year. For the first time since the 2011 meltdown, a remote-controlled robot will attempt to retrieve tiny bits of melted fuel debris from one of the 3 damaged reactors. The robot, equipped with tongs, will be deployed into the No. 2 reactor to test the removal of debris from its primary containment vessel. This crucial work is more than 2 years behind schedule due to various delays. While the test will only remove a small amount of debris, it's a significant step towards the long-term decommissioning of the plant. TEPCO, the plant's operator, emphasizes the importance of proceeding safely and steadily with this test removal. The challenges involved in the recovery process are significant, with an estimated 880 tons of highly radioactive melted fuel still inside the damaged reactors.